Hey guys, and welcome to CMJ Live. And you don't know what we had to do to get this going. And this is why we love live shows. When I mean live, I mean we don't waste any times. I got my man in the back. He's doing his thing. And we just had to do some tweaking and fixing, but we're here. We are live, and he is an ace back there doing what he's got to do. But I got a special guest. It's a special because we don't just stay in Toronto. We don't just stay in Brampton. We go around the world and find special people and special guests. So today, my special guest is Janice. You there?
I'm here.
All right. Janice, I'm so happy you can be on the because this is very different. Tell everybody where you're calling from.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am, however, on the road on my way to Arkansas to visit my mom.
All right. And I know we got conflict of times and dates and stuff we had to do, so I'm really appreciated that you could fit us in your busy schedule, how we're working this out. But the reason I wanted to get you on CMJ Live, because you got a great story to tell. You got a book that's out, and it's really changing lives, and you have some awards that you've done. So I wanted people to know who you are and really give you the accolades that you deserve.
Okay.
So here we go. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I am originally from Arkansas, a small rural town in Arkansas. Arkansas to me is a farming state. You know, that's where you have all your cotton and your soybean and all of that. And so I've always wanted to be successful. And coming from a small town, that just lets you know it doesn't matter where you come from, your background, your color, and none of that.
That's right.
So I am the youngest of 10 siblings. I am the baby. My mom has 8 living kids. I moved to Atlanta the first time back in 1997. I am a former U.S. Marshal. And so I did my marshaling days for 4 years in Atlanta. And then I recognized and realized the call of God on my life. And so I returned back to Arkansas for a period of years. And I'm relocating back to Georgia for the second time, November of last year.
Hold on.
During that time...
Yeah, so let's back up for a second. You said you got 10. There's 10 of you?
Okay.
There's 10. Altogether, there's 10? You there, Janice?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear the question? I was asking you. There's 10 of you guys altogether, brothers and sisters.
Yes, my mom had 10 kids. She has 8 living. She buried her oldest daughter in March of this year.
Oh.
And so it's 8 living. Yeah, I am the youngest of the pack.
Now, how was that growing up with 9 brothers and sisters?
Well, it was really different. I think it was me, my baby brother, and my sister was at home together because the rest of them was much older than us, so they had already finished school and moved on. And so it was really like 3 of us left in the house, and then I was like the last of the last one.
Okay.
But it was quite different.
Yeah. So then is family dinners must be big for you.
Yes, it is. It's hard for us to all get together, but when we do, we try to make the most of it. And my mom just turned 91 September the 11th, and so she's still among the land of the living, thank God. She's 91 years young.
Wow. Tell her I said congratulations. That's a long life to live.
Yes, it is. That means I have strong genes.
So then tell us, you said you were a marshal, and then how did that turn about?
Well, in Arkansas, like I say, it's a small rural state. And so there's not a lot to do. The biggest other things going mostly in Arkansas is prison systems. So I started out working in the prison system. I've worked in the max, the triple max, the super max. And so I have a special gift of dreams and visions. And so the Lord has spoke to me one night back in 97 and told me to relocate to Atlanta, Georgia. And so I just picked up everything and I moved to Atlanta. And I got a job with the U.S. Marshal Service, and it was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I had a chance to go with Secret Service, and then the Lord spoke to me and told me to give it all up and to commit myself into ministry. So that's how it really came about, the ministry part.
So hold on, you were really in it, because you could have went into the Secret Service, and that somewhere in that point,
I'm glad I did not.
Yeah?
I'm glad that I listened to God and obeyed, because like 3 months after that, the 9/11 bombing took place. And so I'm glad I did not go with Secret Service, because I could have potentially been in that.
Oh, okay. So everything happens for a reason then.
Yes.
Okay. So then you went into the ministry, but then how did you see that there was a need for you in that location?
As far as ministry?
Yeah.
I always knew I had a call of God on my life. I always knew I was special, because God speaks to me in dreams and visions, and that's pretty much what my book is starts out about. How I have a special gift from God. He shows me things, and then like 2 weeks later or so, it happens. And so I knew that I was always supposed to be in ministry, and so I just was obedient to carry out the call on my life.
Okay, because then in your book it says 3 steps of overcoming trials and tribulations. So why did you title that book that 3 steps in overcoming trials and tribulations?
Basically, by being the youngest of 10, I've always felt, and I talk about it in the book, I've always felt like I was inside of an eggshell waiting to burst. I've always felt sheltered all my life, and so by me being grown and being on my own and the opportunity to experience Atlanta, I felt like my egg was bursting. And I knew the call of God that was on my life, but when I got to Atlanta, I wasn't used to it like big cities, and so I saw all the glamorous side, the big lights, and all the hype that was always around Atlanta, and I had to stay focused. And I knew what God had called me to do, but sometimes when you get out there, you have your own plans and want to carry them out as opposed to what God tells you to do. And so my book, 3 Steps, talks about the challenges that I encountered when I first moved to Atlanta, the things that I went through before I got the job with the Marshal Service, and then it ends up talking to everybody about the challenges that we face every day and how we can overcome them and continue to overcome the challenges.
Yes, because when you were doing a marshalling, you said you did 3 levels. So you must have seen some real dangerous people and real troubled people that didn't know what path to take.
Yes, I did. I've seen a lot. I have seen so much sitting inside the court system. You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes it appears like the system are against African Americans, and so we have to live a smarter life. Because if you know that the system is kind of built against you, then there are measures that are in place to keep you from going down that path. And so I sat in the court system and watched a lot of young brothers and a lot of sisters get charged to the top of the guidelines. And, you know, the parents right there pleading with the judge, and, you know, the judge listens, but when it's all said and done, they carry out the rules and regulations.
Right.
And so I think God allowed me to go into the prison system to see how it works so I can go back and minister the word in that same effect.
Oh, so you think that this is it helped you with the book and helped you moving forward to see what the young men and women are going through?
Absolutely.
So what's the youngest person that you've seen in the system?
Probably 16, 17.
16, 17 years old.
Yes.
Wow, that, you know, just listening to that, like, pretty soon, like, that's like 5 years away from my son. You know what I mean? Like, looking at it in that light of thinking of it, that's 5 years away before my son is 15, and that's heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. It touched me so many. So I was kind of glad when I acknowledged the call of my life to move from that, because it had gotten real kind of troublesome for me. I was beginning to not sleep at night because I sit in courtrooms every day and listen to that day after day, and my heart goes out and went out to the parents, and to the people that was being sentenced as well.
Right.
But like I say, at the same time, we know we have to be smart. We can't, certain things we know we can't do or shouldn't do because it's going to cause a domino effect. And so I think parents need to be more diligent about training their children and raising them in a better environment to avoid certain things.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some bills, play some commercials. But when we get back, I want to touch on what you just said because, you know, we're in Canada and you're in the States, and watching, you know, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, it's a little different between us and you over there. So I want to dive in for anybody listening that has like a young teen or a young, you know, somebody just growing up, how you feel that we could start earlier to jump on some of our teens. Hey, and welcome back to CMJ Live. This is a special because you're wondering where my guest is. She's actually on the line because she's calling from the United States, and I think she's traveling still. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, Janice. Janice Scott, the author of 3 Steps in Overcoming Trials and Tribulations, a must-read. It's a fantastic book. We've been talking for some time now of what she's done, what she's accomplished, you know, her life, how it's changed up and down. And then, if you're going through some stuff, I take it this is a book to read, you know, just to get you through. Sometimes you just need something to push you over, you know, to help you out, and I think this will be the book for you. So before we went to break, we were talking about the young teens and stuff that the parents have to do, and, you know, to step up earlier instead of later. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Well, you know, I am a Christian author, so I really, you know, I am strong in my faith, and I'm strong in the Word of God, and I really, truly believe that if you start when they are young, you know, they're going to go through phases where they may spot off and do their own thing. But if you put the Word of God in them and plant that good seed, then eventually they'll get back to it. But I think we're having a society, and I've always believed that we dropped the baton somewhere. And because kids nowadays, you know, all the glam and the glamorous and the Michael Jordans and the LeBron James and, you know, parents sometimes have to work 2 jobs, and yep. We need to stay grounded, and we need to learn how to pay attention when kids are giving you signs, because if they don't get love from home, they're going to get it in the streets. And so that's what I find a lot, you know, being with the Marshal Service, that kids were out in the street because, you know, the parents was working or whatever they were doing, and there was no love inside the home. So they ventured out into the gangs and what they thought was love, and it ended up getting them in trouble and spending the rest of their lives in jail. So I really think it should start young to teach them and train them. And it's okay to whip a child. My parents whipped me, and I'm so glad they did, because I learned, and it gave me character, and it grew me up, and I have integrity. I'm a classy woman. I have standards set. And so it's okay to spank and not let the government raise them. And I think that's a part of the problem. We allow the government to raise them, but then when they get in trouble, the government don't want to have anything to do with them but kill them and lock them up and treat them bad. So we have to take responsibility for our own children and learn how to raise them up and veer them right. And if they steer away, they'll come back. but we cannot allow the government and the TV and the social media to raise our children. That's not the responsibility of a parent.
Yeah, listen, we're just smiling here in the studio because what you're saying, we grew up in that way, right? And we understand, when your mom and dad worked hard and bought you a pair of shoes, those shoes last you for decades because you would clean them every day and make sure that they were clean and get the scuff off of them because you never know when your next pair of shoes is coming from.
Absolutely.
So we took things for face value and know that your parents worked hard for it. So I totally agree with you that we need to set a foundation early before it's too late.
Right.
And I love what one thing that you said is that the government always wants to step in and tell your child, oh, your parents can't do this to you. If you need help, your parents can't do this to you. Your parents can't do that to you. But when your child becomes a problem for society, the government doesn't say, oh, we can help you. They say that's your child.
Absolutely. And they'd be the first one to come and get them and lock them up and start the prison process and robbing them of their future.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of responsibility that's put on the parents. But if you have your child, you know you need to raise them appropriately or that's going to be the result.
Right. Now, here's a question, and I'm sorry if I sound naive on this, but I really want to know, you know, I see the Facebook, I see the Twitter. I really want to know how really is it down there with your president?
Actually, I don't claim him. A group of us call him the next number. President Obama was 44. They call him 45.
Okay.
So at this point, all I do is just pray for him because he's not my president. I did not vote for him, but kind of like in the Bible, the people wanted a king, so God gave them what they wanted, and now they see the results of it. He's a celebrity. He's a reality star. He's not a president. He don't know anything about office, and he's putting this country in a dangerous position. And it is so difficult to pray for someone like that because he smarts out. He don't like women. You know, he tried to belittle black people. He hate Mexicans. He hate Muslims. He hate a whole lot of people. And that's a sad situation when someone like that is, and LeBron James said it best, he's not the president. It takes a group to run the country. He's just one person. And so nobody really, honestly, now is giving him the respect. I think I saw something last night where they got like over 1 million signatures to impeach him. So I don't know if he's going to get impeached or they're going to try to, kill him or whatever going on. But it's a sad situation when someone like that is the leader of a free country.
Oh, I totally get what you're saying because it makes it hard for everybody to come together and unite.
Yes, because he's bringing division. He's preaching division. That's all he talk about is division. President Obama was concerned about running the country. Donald Trump is more about tweeting and NFL players and all this other kind of stuff. When things are going on, he should be focusing on.
So then let's talk about the focus. Let's talk about then how your book is helping people to bridge the gap on togetherness. Because tell everybody, you were telling me, where is your book right now?
My book is everywhere. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, eBay, Walmart.com, Books A Million, pretty much everywhere books are sold. I travel the country speaking. I got speaking engagement booked up. I stay booked up all the time. I just did 6 segments with my University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Arkansas. My book was inducted into the University Library Hall of Fame. I traveled.
Hold on. Don't skip that part because that's the part that was amazing to me. You got to come back. That's an amazing achievement. Your book's been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yeah, I love your spirit because you just said, "Oh, it's been inducted in here," and you move on. That's a great accomplishment. So I applaud you for that. It's like she just said it like it was nothing. Oh, it's over here, and I go over here. That's what I love about your spirit. It's not you're not doing it for the accolade. You're doing it to help people.
That's my heart. I've always wanted to be blessed in life in order to be a blessing. In order for you to help someone else, you have to be first helped. And so when God set you up and help you to be a blessing, then your job is to help someone else to be a blessing. And so that's always been my job, to be a blessing to other people.
Okay. So it's in the Hall of Fame, and so now that's something that the students in university can go and read, and they can look at it.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Now,
every so often I speak at the university. Like I say, I travel the country speaking, and I talk to the youth. You know, I try my best to encourage and to help and to motivate people all the time, because that's really why we're here.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I just want to ask you a couple questions on how we can move forward and how we can help the youth. We talked about what the problem is, and we talked about, getting God in their life first, but I want to take a couple of chapters from your book, 3 Steps in Overcoming Trials and Tribulations. You're watching CMJ. We'll be right back.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hey, and we're back on CMJ Live. I got my special guest, Janice Scott, and she's the author of a book that we just found out was inducted in the Hall of Fame at her university, and we're so proud of her. The book is called 3 Steps of Overcoming Trials and Tribulations. All right? So, Janice?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to pick your brain now, girl. You ready?
I'm ready. Come on.
So tell us one trials and tribulations that you've gone through.
Actually, I still say it's the biggest one yet. I was into my career as a marshal. I was happy and doing my own thing, and like I said, God spoke to me in a dream and told me to resign from it all and to commit myself to ministry. So I went to work that next day, worked all day, and turned my weapons and stuff in at the end of the day, and I never looked back. I went to ministry school, and then when I resigned and went to ministry school and graduated, I thought that I was going to be doing something in Atlanta. And God spoke to me in a dream and told me to go to Arkansas and get in my mom's house and stay there, and he would give me further instructions. And so I did, and little to know, it was 3.5 years later before those instructions came. And so that was really a test of my faith because, after being out on your own for a number of years, and then the Lord said, go home and get in your mom's house, that means you back under her household and her rules and her regulations. And it was hard to make the adjustment. And so I didn't understand what was going on at the time, but I understand now that God was growing me up and maturing me and getting me ready for ministry because, and it is true, I ain't going to say of all law enforcement, but most law enforcement, because when you put a gun on your side, it kind of gives you a sense of authority. And I had gotten a little cocky and a little arrogant, I must say, and carrying that gun and thought I was all of that. And so God had to bring me down a couple of notches. And so that was my trial and what I had to go through in order for him to prep me to get me ready for ministry.
Listen, I love how you are so real. I love that you put that out there because it's true. Some people don't know that, and I love how you say it. You said it straight that you feel a little different with that piece on your side, right? So
you do, yes.
And then it takes a lot of faith because we're again. I'm looking at my partner in crime here in the studio, and then you said 3 years just. Leave what you do, put everything away, and just jump in that faith and just go sit there for 3 years, not wondering when it's coming, what you have to do, and just standing there. But you knew that it was something for you.
Yes, I did. It pays to be obedient, and like I say, I'm a firm believer of God, and my faith holds solid, and so. I didn't even realize it at the time, but he was prepping me. And when God tells you to do something, he's already got the provisions, but you have to walk it out and you have to stay true to your faith. And so I was able to get, I got in on the Black Farmers lawsuit, and I was able to get $50,000. I mean, it came unexpectedly, but, the Black Farmers had put in a lawsuit some years ago how they was being treated and how the white people took their land and all of that, and God showed me in a dream to fill out the application part. I filled it out, forgot about it, and that $50,000 came right on time. So he gave me back in one check. He made up for it, and so I never went without. I was never. A true test of my faith. Honors that.
Yeah.
He honors your faith.
Yeah, because when it's always funny when you think you're down and out, that's when things happen.
Absolutely.
All right. So here it is. So as you go around speaking engagements, like you travel all over speaking and inspiration and motivation people, what's the one feedback you got from somebody that told you that it really touched you or changed your life, that somebody you went out and spoke to them and they gave you a letter or a phone call or just came up to you after the speaking and said something to you?
What you said a few minutes ago, that I'm very transparent and open and honest, because I believe in being transparent and putting it out there like it is. That way people can understand you more, because sometimes, we come off like we have this thing where we never been through nothing and all of that. And I don't mind speaking about my past, because that's how I got to where I am now, by being transparent. And so opening up, and I have a lot of youngsters. After I finish speaking, they talk to me all the time, and they let me know, thank you for being real. I can understand where you're coming from, and I like to be real with people. I like to just be honest about it. I don't mind speaking about my past, because we all go through things and we all have past, but we don't live there. We continually move forward. So being transparent and open.
Right, and I think that's a key thing. A lot of times we like to hide stuff because we're ashamed of it, or hide stuff because we don't know what the next person's going to think of us, but there could be 6 other people that want you to be honest so they can help them. So don't worry about the 1 or 2.
Right.
Worry about the masses that you can help.
Right. And that's why in my book I open up and I tell about when I didn't have any money and how I pawned my high school class ring and things of that nature. I mean, I put it all out there. I mean, it happened. It was the truth. But then it's also encouraging, because it lets me know that God was with me then, and he brought me out, and look where I am now.
Right, because you come across tough times, and that you have to sell precious things of your past just to make ends meet.
Right.
Because right now, I can tell you that there's people watching that thinking that they're down and out, they can't make it anymore, they want to give up, but you're telling them no.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, that's the test of your faith. And like I said, we all go through that. And there's no reason to quit because God never did quit on us. You know, he's not a quitter and we're not either.
All right. So here we go. Before we let you go, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, where can they get a hold of you? A website, phone number, Facebook?
They can shoot me an email at janicewjesus@yahoo.com. Of course, my book is on all the sites. You know, the major ones, Walmart, eBay, all of them. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Janice W. Jesus at 4340, I think it is. They can find me on Facebook, Twitter.
I love that. I love that you're on all the social medias. You don't play.
No, I don't, man. I got to get that word out there however it comes. I mean, the devil is busy doing his stuff, and it's a lot of negativity. But social media can be used for things of positive nature as well.
That's right.
And I'm so glad you found me. Thank you for this opportunity. I love you so much, and I'm going to have to visit you one day.
Well, we want you to come down. Like my partner said that, you know, your spirit is so good. We'd love to have you in the studio when you have a chance to come to Toronto. It's getting kind of cold now, so I don't know if you want to come down now, but...
Yeah, maybe we can hook up and do something in the summer, but we're going to stay in touch, and I would love to continue to be a guest. And I want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right. So before we let you go, you're on CMJ Live, and what we like to do is called a shout out. So this is your opportunity to thank anybody, say hi to all your family and friends. This is your 30 seconds of fame. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say thank you to God for allowing me the opportunity, and then I want to say thank you for you for allowing me to be, and then just shout out to everybody that was in the sound of my voice, and I hope that they could take something positive from what I said, and I just give all praise and honor to God, and I will be back again soon. Thank you.
All right, so that is Janice Scott. Her book is 3 Steps, Overcoming Trials and Tribulations, and she's calling from Arkansas. She's traveling around, going to see her mom, which is 91 years old. So make sure you say hi and give her a kiss from us from Toronto. But we appreciate you coming on to online and spending some time with us. All right. So we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're just going to talk about some of the points that she said. You're watching CMJ Live. We'll be right back.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hey, we're back. We're just doing a quick wrap up. We had my special guest, Janice Scott, and she has her book out. And, some things that she mentioned, her faith, things that she's gone through. She's got a great book out, 3 Steps of Overcoming Trials and Tribulations. So I just wanted to touch on it a little bit because I think it's big. So I got the voice. Are you there, my friend? Make sure everybody can hear you.
Check, 1, 2. Here.
All right. And that's the engineer. Tell him who you are before we keep going.
My name is Jordan Lindo.
I love how you just bring it in and bring it out, Jordan.
Yeah, do I got a voice for radio?
So our guest today was talking about, jumping into faith. And I wanted to touch on that before we go. You hear what she said? She had a perfect good job. You know what I mean? She was a marshal. She's making money. And then something told her, give it up. Go back home. Go live with your mom. Wait for me to tell you something what you need to do until you figure out your faith and what you're really gonna do. And she waited for 3 years. 3 years before something told her, and then she's like, oh, but now, you know, she's doing great things. She's got a book out. It's in the Hall of Fame. She's traveling. She said it was on Walmart, eBay, what else? Google. Like, you can find the book everywhere. It's on all the shelves in all the stores. So here's a question. You think you could do that?
You know what? I think everybody at some point has the power or the strength to do that. It's just, you know, life has a way of bringing you to that point, you know?
Yeah.
Where you don't really have a choice. And I think that's what she was feeling. Like, you know, the spirit of God, or whatever you want to call it, was just so overwhelmingly present. She just had to go with the flow, you know?
But I don't know if, okay, a person like me, right? I can't sit still. You know what I mean? But to sit there and just wait for an answer, or wait for somebody to tell you, this is the path you need to lead. You know what I mean? Like, they say, Chuck, forget everything. Stop what you're doing. You know, don't do the show no more. Don't do your events anymore. Just go home, chill, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to show you what job or where you should be going to. Not only what job, she left Atlanta and went, you know, a different city, different town, everything. It's not just saying, just chill. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I mean, she must have a great mother, because for her to move back into that space,
yeah,
you know, most of us are trying to get out and stay out, you know?
and then and like she said, you know, money came in when she needed it at the right time. She wasn't struggling. Things happened, and then, you know, and then it's like, wow, like, how could you sit there? I don't know, man. Faith is strong. I'll tell you that. But that's deep right there, to just sit there. You know what I mean? But listen, guys, tomorrow my special guest on the show is Steel, reggae artist, superstar. I finally got him to come in. You know, we work together. You see us on doing countless shows, entertainments together. But I finally got him in the studio because he has a brand new video that he's going to launch here tomorrow on my show. So make sure you stay tuned and tuned in. All right? And then if you want to get here on our set, don't forget to give us a call right here, 647-931-4701, or go on to our website. Check out our brand new website. That's mytcntv.com. That's mytcntv.com. There's a form. You can go online, request many of our shows. It could be my show, The Gloves Are Off, The Real Talk. There's different shows. We have new shows, so make sure you check it out. We're doing things fast, and she's sending me my last message before you go. She just put out a post saying, thank you so much. She just wants to say thank you to us for giving her the opportunity to let people know. Thank you, thank you. She just sent that on Instagram Messenger. So we thank you so much, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching CMJ Live. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock, when my special guest is Steel, reggae superstar, coming in to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, about the industry, and it's going to be a hot show. So, Charles Matthews, we'll see you next time.